Hey y'all, so for this video I will be doing my eye palette collection, and it's not going to be a very long video only because I do not have a large quantity of eyeshadow palettes. So without any further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm just going to go from like littlest to biggest, I guess. First off, I have the NYC Trio, and this is in Central Park Plums. And it looks like that. This is a really pretty trio when you don't know what you want to wear one day. It's just kind of there. You only got 3 colors, and it's just like really, I mean, it is pretty versatile. You can either put one of these on the lid and then that under the brow bone, and you can use one as like your crease color. Like, it's pretty versatile. So I have that one. This was like really cheap too. It was like so inexpensive. And then I have the Wet n Wild Stay Wild Bohemian Rhapsody limited edition. I think this came out the beginning of last year or the year before. Don't quote me on that, but I know it did not come out this year. That is what that looks like. It is gorgeous. They're all shimmer shades, as you can see. By the way, bear with me. It's literally like 6 in the morning, so I really wanted to go ahead and get this recorded because I have so much stuff to do today. This is the Wet n Wild The Naked Truth palette. I know everyone's tried this by now. It's so simple, and this is like a really good beginner palette. I think one of the next videos I'm going to make is makeup for beginners or some sort of title like that, just because I feel like nowadays it's kind of hard to find everything for a beginner, so it would kind of help if there was like a video. And I know a lot of people make those kind of videos, but I don't know. I just wanted to make one, and this is my ideas anyway, so I might as well. This is the Comfort Zone palette. I love this palette. It's so cool, kind of warm tone. I mean, you kind of have like this definer right here as like a cool tone, but I love the pigmentation. Like, Wet n Wild's palettes have like the best drugstore pigmentation out there, and this is just like a really classic one as well. So I was like really late to get this one because when I first started out, everyone was talking about it, and I didn't get it until like a few months ago, so that's that. Next, I have this e.l.f. palette. These are around $10 actually, I believe. It's in Kneaded Nude, and I don't know like what collection it's in, but here are all the beautiful colors. You got the mattes, and you got the shimmers, and you got the transition shades. Like, that's what I would use as a transition shade. It's just like really pretty. Like, it's just a very simple palette that I think everyone should have. But there's so many like nude shades out there. Like, it's kind of hard to find like the perfect nude palette. Hopefully in this video you kind of find like what you kind of want to purchase or save up for. This is the Hard Candy Look Pro Neutral Eyes. I heard Jessica Braun talk about this all the time, and she always compares this to the Too Faced, what is it? Natural Eyes palette? Is that what it's called? I don't know. But it literally looks the same exact, and it has the applicator, and it comes with a primer, but I took that out because I'm using it. And then it has a eyeliner, but it is so pretty, and it's like really good for drugstore. I'm not saying that Hard Candy isn't good, but I don't know, it's just like a really good dupe for that palette, and I don't know. Plus the packaging's cute. Alright, next we have the Maybelline The City Mini Palettes. Now, I was very skeptical about picking these up because Maybelline eyeshadows are hit or miss. They're either good or they're either bad. I did not like the nude palette. What was it that they came out with like a year or two ago? A couple of years ago they came out with this like the nude palette, and that just was not good. The pigmentation was horrible. I mean, there were some colors I could use for my brows, which is always good, but like just not super pigmented eyeshadows. But I did swatch these, and they are like gorgeous. They are so pretty, and I forgot how much these were, but here is what that looks like. The shimmer shades are like ridiculous, like this right here. Like come on. So I have this one, and can we take a moment and look at that shade? that is ridiculous. Like, they have definitely stepped up their game since that palette. I did not like that palette. This is in Chill Brunch Neutrals. And then this one is in Concrete Runway. I love blues. Like, blues are my favorite. And there's so many, like, awesome smoky eye looks you can do with blue. So, that is that. This is the eyeshadow palette from Academy of Color. I did a review on this already. Well, not really a review, but, like, first impressions. I'll put the link down below. It's very simple. It was from Kohl's and it was $10.99. There's no mirror in here, but it looks like the Kylie Jenner palette. I talk about that in the first impressions video, but like, can we look at this for a minute? Like, it is gorgeous. It's like really pigmented also. Yeah, like I wasn't even swatching that hard either. It's so pretty. Like, and for like $10.99, that is not bad. That's not bad. But I actually haven't yet used this, but I am going to use it today. Famous last words. But it's just like a really pretty palette to look at too, so it's okay. These are the Milani eyeshadow palettes. I have 3 of them, and they are the Everyday Eyes palettes. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Everyday Eyes palettes. So I have Earthy Elements. This is my favorite one. I have Bare Necessities. I think that's what it's called. Yes. I feel like that's like the name of like every nude palette nowadays. It's just Bare Necessities. And it also makes me think of the Jungle Book song, so that's cool. Please tell me that's the right movie it's from. The Jungle Book, Bare Necessities. I'm probably like totally wrong because I have not seen that movie, but it's okay. And then this one is in Smoky Essentials. I love this blue color so much. I love the color blue. It's like my favorite color. I just love these palettes. They're so pretty to look at, and they're so pigmented, and they each come with like the brushes. They're actually kind of decent, but like, you know. Next I have all 4 of the CoverGirl True Naked palettes. I have Jewels, which, I mean, come on. I have Goldens. I love the green in here. Like, the greens are what I live for. That's why I got it. I have Nudes. Not those kind of nudes. And then I have Roses. This is literally, it's really pretty. Really pretty. I had to get all of those, guys. Like, the pigmentation is like crazy. It's beautiful. And the pigmentation, it's so soft, and that is ridiculous. Ignore that, sorry. Yep. Like, how can you not? How can you not? So, I have those 4. I love this blue color. Like, can we talk about this for a minute? Freaking gorgeous. I have the Sonia Kashuk matte palette. This is the 02 Ion Neutral matte palette, and it looks like this. These are all matte shades. They are super stinking pigmented, and you can only get it at Target. Like, perfect, like, transition colors, crease colors, maybe even on the lid, you know, if you're that kind of girl who wants to put matte in the lid. I mean, you do you, but I love how slim this is. And Sonia Kashuk is one of those brands that's like expensive for the drugstore, but kind of affordable at the same time. Like, I don't really know, it doesn't really make sense, but that is that one. And you have your nice black on the corner here. Everyone needs a matte black. This is the Lorac Pro Pocket, and it's very small. That's why they call it a pocket size. And you have all these beautiful shades, and by all these I mean it's a trio, but it's okay. You have your matte and then your 2 shimmers. This is crazy pigmented and super buttery. Actually got the Lorac stuff from Kohl's. And then I have the Lorac Matte Pro. These are just all matte shades, and they look like this. Heck yeah, so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love this, and it's so travel friendly too. Like, you don't have to take like the bulkiest palette or whatever. just to like get the look you're looking for. I know these are all mattes, but honestly, like, it was so hard trying to find an all matte eyeshadow palette. Like have you guys noticed that? Like, every time you try to look for an all matte eyeshadow palette, like, it never works out, or they just don't have any. But now, like, you can find them everywhere, and it's kind of ridiculous. I have this matte palette. Speaking about mattes, this is the Hard Candy Matte Eyeshadow Pro Palette. Jessica Braun, or Jam Beauty 89, always raved about this, and she said, like, you guys have to pick it up, like, right now. So, like, no joke, like, 10 minutes later, I was out going to Walmart picking this up. It's a fairly good price for a palette this big with, like, all these shadows. Like, that's ridiculous. You got the 2 brushes in here, and you got the, you know what, let me just open this. Oh, that garnet color is what I live for. I feel like garnet is one of those colors that's, like, really hard to find in the drugstore. I mean, like, that's a really pretty color. Like, it's like a plummy sort of kind of garnet color. I mean, you got your black as well. I'm wiping them on my floor, but it's okay. Like a plum color. It's just like, you can make like so many looks out of this. Even if there's no shimmer in here, you can use it with other palettes. You can just do whatever. It's just like a really good drugstore palette. And I do agree with Jessica that everyone should own one of these, because it's just like really pretty and stuff. Next, I have the BH Cosmetics Blushed Neutrals palette. This is the 26 color eyeshadow and blush palette, so there is blush in here as well. I love this, and I don't know why I don't reach for it anymore. You have your cool kind of tones, as far as like the berries kind of go, and then you have like your warm tones, and you have all of the blushes on the bottom, eyeshadows on the top. This is ridiculous. I would never use this as a, I love feeling this, like, is that weird? I would never use this as a blush or bronzer, but I mean, this pigmentation is crazy. That is ridiculous. Like, I don't know why I haven't been reaching for this that much, but I'm gonna need to keep this out, because this is like the prettiest palette ever. It's so pretty. I found mine from, I think it was TJ Maxx or Ross. It was like super discounted, and there was nothing wrong with it or anything, but I got it for like $7 or $8. So definitely check out those places if you want to look for BH Cosmetics and you don't feel like ordering online. Next, I have the Pro Artist Eyeshadow Palette, and this is from Style Essentials. And I feel like I've gotten a couple of their stuff before, actually. I got this from TJ Maxx. This is what it looks like. It is so pretty. They are so, like, soft and pigmented. There is a crap ton of highlight shades in here, so let me just put out a little disclaimer. You do not need to use eyeshadow as only eyeshadow. I don't think people understand that. You can use eyeshadow as highlighter. You can use eyeshadow as blush. Same with like lipsticks. You can use red lipstick as, you know, just lipstick. You can use it as blush. Like, it's so versatile, and there's like no limits. So, anywho, I just had to get my point across. But it has all these beautiful neutral shades, and there's some shimmers and some mattes, and they're like pretty soft. And I love how you can see the colors on the front. Like, it's so satisfying, and I don't know why. So we're going to go ahead and get into this Gwen Stefani and Urban Decay palette. This was limited edition. I apologize. But this is the Gwen Stefani and Urban Decay palette. This is how it looks. It is gorgeous. And you have all these beautiful shades. The blue in Danger, I believe it's called, is what I live for. It's so pretty. I love the pops of color in here. And I love the neutrals and the matte black. I live for that matte black. I know that there was a lot of like controversial talks about this palette when this did come out, because they didn't really like how it had the pops of color, or I don't know, one way or another. But I love the pops of color. You can definitely use the blue as like a liner, or all over the lid, or in the crease. Like, it's very versatile. And I like really love the packaging. Like, can we talk about that for a minute? Next palette I have is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. This is the prettiest packaging out there. I did not own the Tartelette, like the original Tartelette palette, like with the blue on the front, but I do have this one, and it's honestly the prettiest palette out of the two. And let me just go ahead and show you what it looks like. Freaking beautiful as always. You got like a your browns right here. They are different colors. You can't really tell. All the shimmers are freaking pigmented as crap. You have your transition shades. You have all that good stuff. Oh, it's such a pretty palette. I love this palette. Next, I have the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. This was the very first high-end palette I've ever owned. And I got it for Christmas, like, goodness, 3 years ago, I want to say. This has been around for a long time, honey. Here is what my palette looks like. I have used what you see is empty. It wasn't cracked or anything. I used to use Verve all over the lid and Tease in the crease, and those were my go-to colors, but as you can see, Half Baked was definitely one of those colors as well. But it comes with the brush. I love the brushes. They're like really good. And of course I keep them. But that is what the Naked 2 looks like if you've been living under a rock. A really gorgeous palette, and honestly, I prefer this over the Naked 3, and I know I don't have the Naked 3, but I don't know, I just prefer this over the Naked 3. I mean, I don't know, that's just me though. I have the Graveyard Girl and Tarte collaboration, the Swamp Queen palette. I use the crap out of this. Here are all of the colors that you get. I love Dogman in the crease. I love Man Cat in the crease. I love like all the shimmer. Like just give it all to me. You have the Sweet Tea bronzer that does this thing really work. Blush, and then the Gator Wings highlighter. Like, everyone knows what this is by now. This came out last year in June, I believe. And then last but not least, I have the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I love this. Every time I wear this, my dogs always come up to my face and smell it, and they try to lick it off because it just smells that good. And this has been one of my favorite palettes recently. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. You got the pinks, the darker cool tone kind of colors. You got the neutrals. You got, oh, you have everything in here, and I can smell it, and it smells so good. But y'all should definitely buy this if you have not bought this yet. Like, what are you doing? It's just like so pretty to look at. It's just so pretty to look at, and there's so many different looks you can do with this because you know it's very versatile and all that good stuff. But that is the Sweet Peach palette. So I hope y'all enjoyed this palette collection video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure you comment down below and let me know like what other videos you'd like to see. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications every time I upload a new video. And that will be about it for today. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!